So next, in this lecture, we are going to study about the second topic. The main topic of the chapter Living World is nomenclature. So by the time you know, the nomenclature means the naming of organism. Giving a scientific name or a common name to the organism is called nomenclature. Formally, before the Linnaeus work, before the binomial nomenclature, a common names also called vernacular names. Just repeating. Another term for the common names is vernacular names. Vernacular or the common names is given by the local people in their local language. So as we know, in India only so many languages are there. So it means one organism only will be given in every state a different name. These names are given by the local people and in the local language. So these names are definitely very easy to learn, speak, and are short. And even the people or the children know their examples from their very childhood. So it means what I have discussed is about the common names or its advantages. Just repeating. Common names are easy to pronounce, easy to remember because given in local language by the local people. They are very short, not complicated, easy and easy to learn, write or speak. And the local people, they are familiar with that examples, that names from their childhood. But these common names, they have a certain disadvantages also. Although very easy to learn, remember, but so many disadvantages are there. Means a particular example, particular organism is found in a particular area, only there the name will be accepted. Other people or living in the other society or a locality, they won't be able to recognize or cannot give a particular name to that organism. Next, it means all organisms do not occur in an area. Only those organisms are given a common names which are found in the person's own locality or a society. Next drawback or disadvantages. Common names are very misleading. So misleading means, one example going to pick up. It is a silverfish, number 1. Next, number 2, jellyfish. Next, a cuttlefish, a crayfish. Next, a starfish and a dogfish. So common name states that all of them are fishes, but they are misleading. Because out of all these, only dogfish is the shark or is the fish, is the true fish. Rest of them, just because of their shape, because of their habitat, because of their color, they are named as the fishes. For example, silverfish is not a fish. So what is it? You might have seen in your cupboards or at the back of the sceneries a small insect, a silver color, without wings, is the silver fish. Just because of the color is named as a fish. Next, because of the absence of the wings, called a fish. So, silverfish is a insect. It is not a fish. Repeating, silverfish is a insect. It is not a fish. So at least this one example you must note down in elaborate manner. Just repeating, silverfish is a insect. It is not a fish. Next, cuttlefish. Just like bread rolls or the cutlets, the body shape. It is actually a mollusk. Mollusca means which is having a shelled organism. It is having a cucumber shaped or a cutlet shaped body. So that's why named as a cuttlefish. It is a mollusca which include the apple snail or a unio means a shelled organism. Next, jellyfish, name indicate just like a gel. Yes. So 99% of the body is made up of water. So jellyfish is a ciliate. Example of which is is a hydra. So jellyfish is a ciliate, not a fish. Then just like a shining star, a Christmas star, a starfish. Starfish is echinoderm, a spiny skin body. A crayfish, crustacean. Reading crayfish. Crayfish is a crustacean. Starfish is echinoderm. Jellyfish, ciliate, coelentrate. Ciliate. Cuttlefish is a mollusk. And silverfish is a insect. So they are quite misleading. But out of that only the dogfish is the true fish. Sometimes the common names may be different in different countries. Just repeating, a common name. A common name may be different in the different countries, for example again. But while writing subjective question, please mind you, only one example always to be written in elaborate manner. It's not necessary to write all the examples, but for your objective knowledge you have to go through the examples. But I think while writing in your school exam, it is the one example fish is interesting as well as is very important also. Although this common names is not discussed in your book, the topic which is we are going to take up here will definitely can be asked in any of your schools. So one example of the fish is okay to write about this question, but other also we are going to discuss. You learn as much the rest of the examples. Repeating again the previous point, common name may be different in different countries. Next, the common names, sometimes it is very fantastic or named because of certain functions or their secretions. For example, when we cut certain plants, we find a milk-like secretion comes out. What is that called? Milky latex. So those are called as a dodak plants or a dudia plants. Dodak or dudia means the plants when they are having a certain cuts, they produces a milky latex. For example is a euphorbia. Sometime it is a single name may be used for the two species. Repeating, sometime even the common a single name is used for two or more species. Next, common names may be fantastic and without any significance. For example, a plant is there because of the excess of the root pressure. Water droplet oozes out from the tips of the leaves. But as such seems to be as if this plant is crying. So the name given to the plant is widow's tears, Tredenscantia. The common names not have any scientific reason or a basis. Just based on certain superficial characters they can be named. For example, certain plants they have a thorns or the spines. So what is the common name for those plants? Kandiali, kande wale paudhe. Kandiali means that is a cactus plant. A bird which is black in color named as a black bird. So that is about the common names, so they are rejected. A list of the examples is long. Just again repeating, must do only the few examples which you can write in your subjective exam first of all. Coming to the next, the main nomenclature, accepted one is the binomial nomenclature. In a binomial nomenclature means every organism is given the two names. The maximum work for the binomial nomenclature was done by Linnaeus, who published his work in a book Systema Nature. He published his work in a book Systema Nature. Scientific names or the binomial nomenclature means giving the two names to the every organism. So now this is again can be a 3 or a 5 mark subjective question here is there. What are the rules, importance, significance or characteristics of the binomial nomenclature? So the main characteristic features for the binomial nomenclature is every organism is given two names. The first name is called a genus or a generic name, while second name is called species. Other name for the species is specific name or specific epithet. So again a 1 mark define questions is covered here in these 2 points. Define a generic name. Define specific epithet. The first name is called genus. The second name is called species. These naming of the organisms is done by Linnaeus in 1758. No names were recognized prior to these. These names are derived from the Latin language, means If not from the Latin, from the English, then it is to be Latinized. For example, is a religious plant. In any of the temple or in a gurdwara, usually a pipal or a banyan tree is there. And this pipal or a banyan tree is having its own mythological value. So just after the name of that, it is religious value. The species name of the pipal is Ficus religiosa. While of the banyan tree, bargad it is called, while the banyan tree is Ficus bengalensis. So the name it is to be Latinized if is from English. In a books, in a printing, they are written in italics. While in a handwritten language, it is to be separately underlined. First name is the genus, to be start with a capital letter. Second name is the species, to be start with the small letter. And then separately to be underlined. For example, a scientific name to the man, Homo sapiens, given by the Linnaeus. So the scientific name of the man is Homo sapiens. That's the one more example here. And the next is a mango plant. Mango, summer fruits, and it is a king of the fruits. So it's found in India. Maximum, a lot of production is there. A lot of varieties of the mango plant is there. So sometime where the country they are found can be given, written in the scientific name, but it is to be Latinized. So the scientific name for the mango plant is Mangifera indica. So the list of these rules is long, but in your school exam, I think this is 6-7 points enough to write about. If we will consider some more, that will be is that a common name, a scientific name, or the genus may be a same. For example, is gorilla. Gorilla, common name is gorilla. Scientific name is gorilla. Genus and the species name is same. Species is again a gorilla. Next, one more example can be taken up from that found in India. Already taken up, the one is Mangifera indica. Common name is mango. Then we know is a tamarind. Tamarind means imbli. Imbli means that is the, whether we are talking about any kind of a chaat or a chutney or a golgappas. So it is a tamarind is used, and that is the favorite of all the Indians. So this tamarind is found in India, again Latinized by giving the name Tamarindus indica or indicus. And similarly is the Rosa indica. So means sometimes the species name can be the same. So repeating, sometimes the species name can be the same. Indica, Rosa indica, Mangifera indica. Sometimes the genus and the species both may be the same. Example, gorilla, gorilla. So, in the meantime, the different codes of the binomial nomenclature were proposed, and that is getting a credit at the international level. That's why The abbreviation used is also the same. International Code of Botanical Nomenclature, ICBN. Next, International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. First is Botanical for a bee, Zoological for the zoology for animals. So these international codes give a specific names to the plants or to the animals respectively.